praises go to the Most High for any kind of accomplishment that any of us achieve, because without His love and grace, none of us would be here. I want to say a few words about Minister Gwen. I met him about, probably 3.5 years ago, before I knew about his ministry and everything, and I saw him as an entertainer. I didn't really know he was as powerful of a minister as he is, because I witnessed him through his mind. And I knew then he was had a special gift. If you've ever seen him perform, you would recognize that as well. Every time he graced the mic where I was, it always was a blessing for my spirit and my soul. It always uplifted me. And I feel like that's important, that we become uplifted by the things we hear and we say. So I want to just congratulate Minister Gwen and his In God's Hands ministry. Every time he calls me, I come. And that's because I respect him as an artist, but I respect him more as a man and as a friend. With that being said, I'm going to give y'all a short poem. I do this poem for single mothers. My goal as a poet is to motivate and inspire people to do better than what they do, you know. So I hope you enjoy it. It's called Miss Johnson. It's his favorite poem. So it goes like this. She's gonna lay down her burdens down by the riverside, Lord, down by the riverside. She's gonna lay down her burdens down by the riverside, Lord, down by the riverside. Now, Miss Johnson was raising 3 boys all alone. You see, her husband, he's long since been gone. But every now and then, he would call on the phone, but never would he send any money home. So Miss Johnson had to work hard. 2 jobs. She kept her faith in God. And some days, just to make ends meet, it got really hard. But you see, she'd get up early every day, and she'd get those boys ready for school and on their way. And then she'd make her way to catch the bus. Now, those boys loved their mom ever so dear. They never gave her much fuss. Always dreaming of moving mom to a big house. Constantly doing the best that they could do with what they had to do it with. Miss Johnson and her boys, they didn't know the meaning of quit. Now y'all listen close, because this story is true about a family that was raised by 1, not 2. Now some nights they have to have breakfast for dinner. Eggs, oatmeal, bacon, and grits, but those boys, they never got thinner. And as those boys began to grow older, they developed thick thighs and broad shoulders. And they would take their mom and they would hold her and console her, telling her that everything was going to be all right. But still, Henry, they could hear her crying as she fell on her knees to pray at night, saying, Lord, please take the pain away, take the strain away. I have boys to feed, Lord, please help me make it just one more day. And then she would pull her tired body in the bed, and she'd be fast asleep as soon as her pillow touched her head. Now God was listening to her, and He answered her prayers, one and all. You see, her boys, they grew strong and tall, one and all, and they played ball. The oldest played baseball, and the middle boy, basketball, and that baby boy, he played football. And they all 3 were good in school. You see, that was Miss Johnson's #1 rule. In athletics and academics, they all 3 excelled. That's why this story about Miss Johnson, I'm compelled to tell. You see, this is the story of Miss Johnson and her 3 boys. This is the story of Miss Johnson and her 3 boys who at Christmas time didn't even get toys. This is the story of Miss Johnson and her 3 boys who raised themselves from the ghetto to become stars. You see, at 18 years old, the oldest boy with good grades and a strong arm, he had scholarship offers from Texas to Yukon. But neglecting mama's #1 rule about school, he elected to turn pro. You see, Miss Johnson didn't know how hard her son could throw. With a major league contract and a signing bonus that was fat, he brought Miss Johnson a brand new white Cadillac and a house on the hill so that she could retire, only to work again if her heart so desired. If that wasn't good enough, with the help of the oldest, that baby boy became the coldest football star in the NFL. And I'm happy to report that Miss Johnson and her 3 boys are doing just swell. So this is for all of my single mothers out there who may be feeling hopeless and full of despair. I just want you to know to keep your chin up and your chest out and fall on your knees and pray at night, because God does answer prayer. Just ask Miss Johnson and her 3 boys. Like Snow.